this is Cassandra and welcome to my channel. I'm mom of 3 young kids and today I wanted to share with you our summer 2020 bucket list. Now if you've never created a bucket list for your kids for the summer, I highly recommend it. It's a great activity to do as a family, and then you have this awesome list of ideas of things you can do all summer long that you can pull from. Now this is the 3rd year that I've created a bucket list with my family, and I have to say this year's list looks a lot different than past years. With our quarantine and COVID-19 and just staying home, we don't really know what the summer's gonna hold. So even more so, this year's a great year to just sit down with your family and say, what can we do here at our house? Things inside, things outside, and put those down on a list just to make your kids excited for the summer and get some good ideas when you have a day that's just going a little long and you're trying to find some things to keep them active. Now the list that I create is pretty simple. If you do a search on Pinterest, you're gonna find some really elaborate summer bucket lists. I try to keep it pretty short and I just use a piece of paper. I sit down on the front porch with my kids and I say, what do you want to do this summer? Do you have anything maybe you want to learn or some skill you want to do or something you just want to experience? Like what can we put on this list? Now this year my kids came up with some really great ideas and I did have to say, I don't know, I'm just not sure what this summer is going to be like. Let's try to keep things that we can do right here in our house. So if you look at my list, I have things that are great for indoor activities, from maybe it's learning how to sew, or maybe it's playing with pottery or tie-dyeing t-shirts, things that you could do inside on either a really hot summer day or if it say was a rain day. And then I have about half the list of things that you can go outside and do. Things like making an outside obstacle course, or maybe it's having a water balloon fight. So whatever your kids come up with, maybe it's things that you've done in past summers that you just want to make sure that you do, or if you need some inspiration, going on Pinterest and just seeing like what other ideas are out there that we can put on our list. I would recommend making the list short. I think it's always easier to add to a list, and when you have a long list, you just sort of have this pressure that you have to get everything done. So keep the list short, make them things that you definitely know that you can do, or that don't cost that much, or that you know that you can, that are actually open to do. And one thing I would recommend really putting on the list is a book to read. Every single summer, I sit with my kids and I read them at least one read aloud chapter book. And I pick something that's not in their curriculum, nothing that they've read before. So this year's book is James and the Giant Peach. I saw this book and there's a great movie that goes with it. Peaches, summertime, and I thought about all the great things we can do with peaches, with baking a peach pie or maybe making peach ice cream. So lots of fun things we can do with peaches along with such a fun book. Now, if you have other book ideas that you want to do, I would recommend just picking one at a time. My family, we're sort of flying through this book already. We're about 2 weeks into our summer break and we are almost actually done with it. So I like one book at a time. It's easy again just to, let's read another book or find a new book to read instead of feeling like here's these, list of 10 books that we have to get through with the summer. It's just gonna feel like a chore, and you want kids to be kids. You don't want to have them feel pressured like they're still in school. Some families, especially with homeschooling, do school year round. I do like having the break, but I do also like having things for them to do. So outside of this book, as well as my bucket list, another thing that my family does, and this is now the 2nd year we've done it, is we have a home store. So I just use a big basket and I put all kinds of fun things in it. Maybe it's stickers, erasers, maybe some Play-Doh, or some candy. And everything has a price tag on it. So, something like Play-Doh, I have a little sticker on it, maybe it's $25, versus, a piece of candy, maybe it's only costs $5. And so what I use is little gold coins, and you can get these right at a party store or order them online. And my kids are awarded for the different things that they do around the house and throughout the summer, and then they can save those and cash them in for prizes right from my prize bin. Now, outside of stickers and little pieces of candy, my younger 2 really like that kind of stuff. I have an older kid and he's not as into all the little things and little pieces of candy, but what he does like is Nintendo Switch time. So we have the Nintendo Switch app we use and we manage his time that he spends on playing video games. And so during the summer, he gets 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's the time he has. And when the 1 hour and 15 minutes is up, his Switch will actually turn off and he won't be able to play anymore. But if he wants to be able to add to that time by him doing things around the house and doing some extra activities for us, he ends up earning coins that instead of buying something from my store, he can use those coins and actually buy minutes of gameplay. So each coin equals 1 minute of gameplay. So if he saves up 15 coins, Mom, I'm cashing in 15 coins for 15 minutes of extra gameplay. And as a parent, I can go right onto the app and I can add 15 minutes that day and he can have some extra time of gameplay. So what type of things do I ask my kids to do every day to be able to use the store? I actually use a chore chart. Now I know chore charts don't sound that great in the summertime. You know, you might get a little pushback by your kids, but if they know some great incentives, whether it's little prizes or candies or whatever they're into, or if they're into screen time or video game minutes, they can know that if I work hard, I can get some extra minutes of gameplay. Things that I have on here are simple, like maybe it's just getting up and getting dressed for the day. They can earn, 1 gold coin. If they sit down and they practice some math problems, they can get 3 gold coins. Now, I'm a believer that, kids should be able to still do a few math problems and doing some reading over the summer so they don't completely forget everything you've done. So I use different websites such as Math UC Drills has a great site for practicing math facts, whether they're just learning their 1 or 2 addition facts or they're practicing multiplication or division. You can select what problems they get, and I have the link below to that. Only 20 problems, real short for them to go through. Other sites that I have used is, Extra Math's a great site. I've also used flashcards as well, just a time to say, hey, if you just sit down, we'll do these, 20 flashcards, you'll get some gold coins, and then you can cash those in for prizes. And it's something like with a chore chart, again, it's summertime, I want them to be kids. I don't make them do these things every single day. It's their choice. If they want more video game time, or they want a piece of candy from the prize bin, or that thing of Play-Doh from the prize bin, those are the things that they have to work hard and save their money for. And so I actually find in my house, I'm not actually pushing my kids to do these chores. They're actually looking at the chore chart and seeing what else can I do so I can earn more coins. And that's just a great thing to be going on in your house. And even just extra things, like if your kid wants to earn more coins, you can have an extra chore too. Down here, like on my chart, we have like a weekly chart of extra things they can do, like taking the trash out, and they can even earn some extra coins there. We use these little wooden boxes for holding the gold coins. So this is also, if you kick off a store in your house, it was such a fun thing that we did. I got these from, I believe it was Joann Fabrics, but you can really order them online, any craft store. And they spent the afternoon painting them and customizing their little treasure chests. And so then whenever I do award their gold coins, I put them, right into their little treasure chests, and that's where they store it until they're ready to cash it in. Another thing that I do is I really like my kids to read to me. My kids are reading a lot. Even during the summer, my son loves to read before bed and he reads on his own. But I still want to be using a time that they are sitting with me and they're actually reading aloud. They're practicing reading aloud. I'm able to listen to make sure they're pronouncing the words correctly. So I use these summer reading logs. So if they sit down with me and they read a book, we write it down and they can rate it. And then we have these bookmarks, and I just print these up, and I have the link to this log as well as these bookmarks below, and you write what they read, you do a punch for each book that they read to you, and it's when they read aloud to you, not just what they read on their own. This is the time that you're sitting down with them, they're actually reading to you. And once they've hit 10 punches, for in our house, we have in our freezer some specialty ice creams, things that are more from like an ice cream truck, things that we don't normally eat. And we don't touch them unless you're cashing it in for your reading your 10 books. So my one daughter, she actually already read 10 punches. She already cashed this in and was able to get her specialty ice cream. Again, I'm not on my kids' case about reading to me every day. My kids are coming to me and saying, hey mom, can I read to you? Because I want to punch because I want that specialty ice cream. And the last thing that I wanted to mention that's on my chore chart that I have is my Bible time. I'm a believer that doing devotions and Bible time isn't something that's just tied to our homeschool curriculum. It's something that you should be doing all the time. Your kids are learning that they do it every morning, no matter if it's summer or the school year. So right now this year we're doing again the unique attributes of God for kids. It's a great devotional, has little badges that My family, we print them out and they can earn little badges through the summer. It's a great Bible program and teaches really about who God is. And if you're interested in the devotion that we're using this summer, I have a link below to a video review that I did on the unique attributes for God. And so go check that out. But whatever you're doing for Bible, keep that going in the summertime. And so what I like is in the summer that we're using this chart, they're able to keep things going with their Bible time, reading aloud. I'm reading to them. They're practicing math facts. Maybe it's not happening every single day, but it's happening very regularly, and they're not losing step on where they're at with their schooling in the summertime. And so if you have any questions about what I use or you need any more information, go ahead and post some comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like, click that subscribe button, and I will talk to you later. And have a great summer. Thanks. Goodbye.